Hello, everybody. It looks like we have everybody here today. First thing on the itinerary is says memoriam. We're going to talk about we just recently, a few months ago, learned 4 of our old teammates have passed away. Perhaps 5. Richard is going to tell us.
I'm not going to bring that up.
Okay. 4 of our old teammates have passed away, and so we're just going to briefly remember them. This is going to be short, but.
Okay, we lost another dear friend of ours, and this was my stepbrother, Michael Hartmeyer.
Oh.
Yeah. It's well, when he wasn't my stepbrother when I was in school. Okay, but my mother married Hart, his father, and when I came back from VPI for the Christmas break my freshman year, I found out I had a whole new family. And I was the youngest of my original family, and I came back to a family of 5 other kids that were younger than I, still living at home. So, Mike, I tell you, Mike was a nice guy, genuine, he spoke from the heart. He was on JV, I believe, my senior year. And I didn't follow him that much as far as cross country and track after I graduated. But I did see a picture of him in the yearbook, and there was a caption saying that he was one of the top prospects. Okay, when I believe he was maybe a junior at that point, or a sophomore. But anyway, hey, he was a great guy. He always had a smile on his face. He was always willing to take a risk and do what he could. So it's, I'll miss him. I remember celebrating his 18th birthday, as a matter of fact. We went down and went camping in Shenandoah National Park. And then we went to Virginia Beach and met up with Deep Carey. And that's when it all went to hell. And rest in peace, Mike. We all love you.
Ross, I just realized I maybe should have asked you. Robin Roberts passed away. I don't really know. I did not know him well at all because he only ran 1 month in September of 1972, according to all the records I see. Later in the spring, he ran track. He was a quarter miler, but as far as cross country goes, he ran 1 month of 1 year. That's all. But he was one of us. He was one of the guys out there. He was part of the long green line that pushed all of us. So it's unfortunate that he can't be here. Gene is going to come up and talk about Steve Lewis.
So I found out, I think it was last year about this time, that Steve had passed away. His brother had called us and told us. Steve was a cool guy. He was always funny. He was happy. Always had a smile on his face. I've known him since we came from Ohio in '69, and he was the first guy I met in the Woodbridge area. So a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball with Steve. Steve, I think, talked to Coach Rogers when I was in 8th grade. And asked if I wanted to go to the 24-hour relay. I said, what? And he said, well, Coach says you can come. I said, all right, that sounds cool. But, because I was going to play football my freshman year, which would have been a big mistake. But, so when I got around all these guys, that's when I said, yeah, this is cool. So, but miss Steve. I hadn't seen Steve for a long time. But still, he was, my first friend. All right.
Thanks, Steve.
Last person is Dutch Schemmerhorn, and Dutch was a personal friend of mine. We socialized outside of practice, outside of sports. Dutch played bass guitar, and Robbie Irwin had a drum set in his garage, and I played lead guitar. So we would meet over at Robbie's house, and we did the best that we could to play rock and roll songs, make them sound as good as we could.
I was a groupie.
Just around the corner. Dutch was, well, one of his goals, I remember, was to be able to play the bass riff to the Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin, because that bass riff is just long and complicated and pretty fast. And he said a number of times that he wanted to learn how to do that. And so he had musical goals. He was a great guy to work with, learning music and learning how to play in a band. He was just as good as he was as a teammate, trying to become a better runner. He was just a great guy to work with. So, we'll miss him.